I don't know if you've ever been to a parole hearing, but it's both families get to be there. It's much more intense. You know how in church, you're not supposed to laugh, but you can, and it's awesome? In prison, at a parole hearing, you can't laugh or your cousin has to stay in prison longer. Those are real world consequences, aren't they? Some of you are like, well, why would you laugh at a parole hearing? That's what I thought. I thought the same thing. When she told me, hey, it's a parole hearing, I was like, well, this is not going to be fun or funny at all. I'm not going to learn about cigarette currency or if this is like Oz, none of this. I have some questions. Some are like, why would it be funny? Well, everyone gets to speak from both sides. And I don't know if you've been in a room where everyone got to speak in public and you're not allowed to laugh. It's tough. Because not everyone took public speaking at community college. Not everyone. You can applaud community college, yeah. I'm not in debt. From that. So we're in there. And I'm just trying to be somewhere else at that moment in the parole hearing. I'm using everything I've ever learned in church, honestly, which is, this sucks. Transport myself to somewhere fun. So I wasn't there. I wasn't listening. And then it was towards the end. I'd made it through the whole thing. They asked me if I wanted to speak, and I was like, are you out of your mind? And then the victim's family, and it was one of the victim's acquaintances. It wasn't their family. It was her time to speak. And the first thing she said, and I'm just kind of looking down, not being there, when I hear, he'll be dead for the rest of his life. A lot of emotions. I think I know what she meant by that. She said it 8 times. Second time she said it, she said, he'll be dead for the rest of his life. My arms just flew up involuntarily. He'll be dead for the rest of his life. I'm just gonna horse bite my leg until I pass out. This is for you, cuz. He'll be dead for the rest of his life. I'm looking at the parole board at this point, like, you guys hear what's happening? Let us release the energy. That's a witch. She's casting a spell, and if we don't release this, there's going to be a vortex, and we're all doomed. He'll be dead for the rest of his life. I was like, I'm going to rip one of my testicles off. Only need one. He'll be dead for the rest of his life. One lady on the parole board just looked down. I was like, you're human. You hear what's happening. Use your power. He'll be dead for the rest of his life. I was like, I'm gonna bite my tongue off. They have to let me leave. It's my tongue. I gotta go. I did. It's a prison. You guys know how to put these on real fast. He'll be dead for the rest of his life. By that point, it's just everyone moving in their seat like this. Both sides, both families. Just. Is her time up? Let's go. And in conclusion, he'll be dead for the rest of his life. We all made it through. I couldn't believe it. And there's no conclusion to a parole hearing. There's not. They just send a letter a couple months later, uneventfully, to announce their decision. So after they've put two families in a center block room that smells like an old warship. Yeah, you guys know that smell. Immediately know what I'm talking about. You know what that smell is? Concrete, steel, and men that want to get out. And then they just, hey, we're going to make a stew. Let's all bring up the worst part of everybody's life. Yeah, everyone talk about it. Yeah, forgot about that, right? Yeah, that's an emotion you forgot existed, right? Yeah, put it in there. Get it going. Yeah, let's have her sprinkle some bullshit on at the end. Hold that in there. Yeah. All right, everyone go home. Hold on, one family at a time. We learned our lesson about that. And it's silence, you guys. It's a silence I've never heard since. We walk to the car as a family. Silence. We get in the car. Uncle's driving. My aunt, my other aunt. Me, my Mimi. Pure love. 6 hours to our home. 4.5 on a windy Tennessee mountain road to get to the interstate. 2 more hours. We've been on the interstate about 30 minutes. It's about 4.5 hours of the loudest silence I've ever heard. And I just look up, look at everybody. He'll be dead for the rest of his life. Thank you guys so much. It's fucking amazing. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys.